Okay, so get this. What if there was a diet that could, really make a difference for people with IBD? And I'm not talking about just, easing symptoms a bit, but, actually turning things around.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing when you hear some of these stories,
No,
honestly.
seriously, imagine dealing with debilitating IBD symptoms for years, trying every medication, every therapy, and then, boom, you find something that actually gives you your life back.
And that's exactly what we're diving into today, this wild new case report in Frontiers in Nutrition that's got everyone talking.
We're talking about the carnivore diet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard that right. Mainly meat and its potential impact on IBD.
It's a fascinating case series, really. 10 individuals with IBD, each with their own unique experiences with the disease. Some stumbled upon this diet out of desperation. Others were more, shall we say, skeptical at first.
Understandably so, right? It's
Yeah.
not your typical eat your veggies advice.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Regardless of how they got there, they all saw some pretty remarkable changes after adopting this predominantly carnivore or ketogenic way of eating.
And when we say remarkable, we mean life-altering. We're talking about people saying things like, I finally feel like myself again, or like a weight has been lifted. Heavy stuff.
It really is. One patient even described it as waking up from a bad dream. Powerful imagery, right?
Absolutely. But before anyone goes full-on carnivore, we do need to add a little disclaimer here. This is a case report, not a gigantic clinical trial. It's a glimpse into the experiences of 10 individuals, not a guaranteed cure for everyone.
Exactly. We don't want to give false hope. But even so, it's hard not to get excited about the possibilities. And what makes this even more compelling is the sheer diversity within the group. We're talking different ages, different types of IBD, some with a long history of various treatments.
So it wasn't just a case of 10 identical people showing the same results.
Right, exactly. This suggests that there might be something more at play here, something worth exploring further.
Okay, so we've got these incredible stories of people finding relief from debilitating IBD symptoms on this radical diet. But what's the science behind it all? Is there actually a connection between ditching carbs and, healing your gut?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And while we don't have all the answers yet, this case report, along with some other emerging research, hints at some pretty fascinating possibilities.
Okay, so walk us through it. What's actually happening in the body when someone goes full-on carnivore? Is it really as simple as meat equals miracle?
Well, not quite that simple, though I'm sure some steak lovers might wish it were. The most immediate change when you drastically reduce carbs, and I mean really take them down to almost zero, is that it triggers this metabolic shift called ketosis.
Ketosis, right, like that whole keto diet craze. So
Mhm.
basically, you're switching fuel sources, right? Instead
Yeah.
of running on carbs, your body's like, all right, time to fire up the fat burners.
Exactly. It's fascinating how adaptable our bodies can be. And it turns out this whole fat burning mode, the state of ketosis, might have some pretty surprising benefits for IBD.
Okay, so what's the connection between burning fat and calming down a flare-up?
Well, a lot of it seems to revolve around inflammation. We know chronic inflammation is a hallmark of IBD, right? And what's interesting is that ketosis, this metabolic state you enter when you drastically cut carbs, seems to actually have an anti-inflammatory effect. It's like your body starts producing its own little inflammation fighters when it's running on fat.
Whoa, our bodies are so cool, like little self-healing machines. But hold on, going carnivore also means saying goodbye to fiber, which we've always been told is good for digestion.
Mm.
How does that fit into this whole gut healing picture?
That's a great question, and it really challenges a lot of the conventional wisdom around gut health. This case report actually pointed to another study, Kufa et al., published in Cell Host and Microbe that might offer some clues.
Oh yeah, I think I remember reading something about that. Didn't it focus specifically on Crohn's disease?
You've got a great memory. That's the one. And what they found was pretty surprising. For some people with Crohn's, eliminating fiber seemed to actually improve their symptoms.
Wait, really? So you're telling me that the thing we thought was helping our gut could actually be making things worse?
Well, it's more nuanced than that. It seems to be about achieving a specific balance in the gut microbiome. You see, fiber is like a feast for certain types of gut bacteria, and while some of these bacteria are beneficial, others might be contributing to inflammation in people with conditions like Crohn's.
So it's like you're weeding out the bad guys to give the good guys a fighting chance.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're talking about weeding out the bad bacteria, but going full-on carnivore also means upping your saturated fat intake. And we all know how that usually goes down with, well, everyone. What's the deal with that? Any risks there?
Yeah, that's the big question mark, isn't it? And it's definitely something to be aware of. I mean, some of the patients in this case report did see their LDL cholesterol, the bad, kind of go up on this diet.
So not exactly music to your ears, especially if you're already keeping an eye on heart health.
Right, exactly. And that's why this is not a one-size-fits-all solution by any means. But there's another layer to this whole cholesterol story.
Ooh, there's a plot twist.
Kind of. It turns out that for certain people, especially those who are, say, lean and metabolically healthy, their LDL cholesterol might go up on a low-carb or carnivore diet, but it's often accompanied by an increase in HDL, the good cholesterol,
Oh, yeah.
and their triglycerides tend to go down, which is a good thing.
So it's not as simple as high cholesterol equals instant heart attack. It's way more nuanced than that.
Precisely. And that's exactly why having a healthcare professional in your corner throughout all of this is absolutely crucial. They can keep tabs on how your body's responding, help you navigate any potential risks, make sure you're not like doing more harm than good. It's all about personalized guidance with this kind of thing.
Totally. So where does this all leave us? What's the takeaway for our listeners, especially those who are thinking, okay, this could be the thing I've been waiting for?
I think it comes down to keeping an open mind, This case report, it's just one piece of the puzzle, right? But it opens up these exciting new avenues for thinking about IBD and the power of like what we put on our plates. It doesn't automatically mean everyone should go out and buy a freezer full of steak, but it does show just how much we still don't know about this connection between diet and our gut.
Yeah, it's like we're just scratching the surface here. Who knows what other dietary surprises are waiting to be discovered?
Exactly. Imagine the possibilities if we could pinpoint exactly which parts of this diet, or any dietary approach for that matter, are truly beneficial for managing IBD. It could be revolutionary for so many people.
Yeah, that's a future I'm definitely here for.
Grazie.
But in the meantime, for our amazing listeners out there, stay curious. If something piqued your interest today, don't just take our word for it. Chat with your doctor, maybe consult a registered dietitian. Keep exploring this fascinating link between what we eat and how we feel. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the carnivore diet and IBD. Until next time, stay curious, and thanks for listening.